Hi guys, Tracy here. I just wanted to share with you guys this card that I made for my mom. It's a thank you card for the trip that she's taking my sister and I on to New York City, and we're leaving this week, although you probably won't see this video until after next week because I don't want her to see this card. Actually, no, I'll probably post it later on today because I'm going to give it to her today. But I was really inspired by the Pop Off the Page class that I'm taking over at Studio Calico this month, and I actually very rarely make my own cards. Like I make a lot of cards, but they're almost always lifts, like 100% lifts type of thing. Like I get the stamp set and I get the paper that they used and I kind of do exactly what they did on the cards on like the manufacturer's blogs and stuff, just because I find cards really challenging. I just can't wrap my head around cards. I mean, I love making them when there's a sketch or a card that I can just follow, but I have a really hard time just thinking up my own ways of making cards. But as I said, I've been taking this Pop Off the Page class, and you guys have probably, oh, look at me shake. Oh my goodness, I'm going to put that down. You guys have probably seen me, oops, there's a little punch there, making a bunch of layouts inspired by that class, and so this card is inspired by that class. So I just wanted to show you guys what I did, because I never make cards that are my own, so I thought I'd just share it with you guys. I did do a little bit of stamping with the Paper Smooches, what is that stamp set called? Metropolis. And that is this stamp set right here by Paper Smooches. Oops, my thumb is covering some of it. There you go. It's really cool. I bought it especially for scrapbooking from this trip, and then I thought I'd add it to the card as well. And the moon comes in the stamp set too. And these are actually my wedding invitation envelopes, which I had a bunch left over, and I just reserved them for more special cards. So I'm going to start on the back layer and tell you guys what all of the parts are. So I started with a American Crafts piece of cardstock that I just scored in the middle, and it's a weird size. I can't even tell you what size it is because I just custom made it for the envelopes. And this wood grain piece is from Studio Calico. I think it's from the Take Note collection. It's the piece that has, yeah, it is from the Take Note collection. And it has this on the background, on the back side. So that's this, and then this layer right here is a piece of crepe paper, which I got at my art store, and it comes, whew, I gotta hold that back. It comes on a big roll like this, kind of like tissue paper, and it is a lot like tissue paper, it's just already crinkled up. So that's what the texture of it looks like. It's really cool, and it's a little bit see-through, so it's fun to use as a back layer. So that's that, and then this is that eyelet paper that I also got at the art store, and it's a really soft cotton paper. This is all I have left of the piece. I do have another piece though, and it's from the Paper Company, if you're looking for this. Yeah, it's from the Paper Company. So that's that, and then, oops, and so I've got a piece of that. And then this piece right here is from Amy Tangerine. It's from her first line, so it's pretty old. It's the paper that looks like, I think this is the A side, and then that's what it looks like on the back. It has like that blue grid and then a map. I've already used it for a number of different projects. So I thought the map paper kind of fit with the travel theme. And then there's just a plain piece of vellum that I didn't do anything to. And then these are two pieces of paper from the Heyday collection that I just layered on top of one another to, like, two squares make a longer rectangle. And then this is a crepe paper border with map paper on it, this scallop. I put it down here and up there. And then these circles are from this stamp set. This is a Studio Calico travel stamp. I just have it together with my foodie one. I don't know what this stamp set is called, but it's the travel themed Studio Calico stamp, and I use this. It looks kind of like a subway map. Sorry, my thing is not focusing. There we go. So it looks kind of like a subway map. I also use this stamp in the card, this stamp in the card and these two in the card. Oh, and I also used this one on the inside. So I got a lot of use out of that stamp set. And then what I did is I just took my, I think it's my 1 7/8, no, 1 3/8 circle punch and punched out the subway map. So I stamped it 3 times and punched it out. And then I outlined it in both white and black. Then I stamped the Journey from the same stamp set. You kind of can see it a little bit through the vellum. I stamped Journey and then I onto another piece of Heyday paper, and then I just drew a banner around it and cut it out. And then that is the tag from the same stamp set, and I just stamped it on another piece of Heyday paper. And then this is a Stampin' Up! Sentiment. It is from the Outlined Occasions, and these are the 2 stamps that sort of come together. It has, I haven't even mounted the other ones, it also has these 2, but I've only ever used this one, so that's the only one I bothered to mount. I'm bad about that kind of stuff. And so I just stamped it in black ink on a piece of Heyday paper. I punched the edges with my EK Success border punch that looks like this. And then I just kind of crumpled it up to make it look like it was torn out of a notebook. And then I used eucalyptus stickles to to color in the word thanks, and then I used yellow stickles to color in the stars. And then the stamp was sort of half off the page, like some more stars were over here, and so it was kind of obviously going off the page. So I thought I'd take a little airplane and make it look like the airplane is kind of like taking off from the thanks. And that's a Studio Calico wood veneer airplane, and I just have it up on Pop Dots. You can see there. And this is an arrow. Actually, some people, Allison sent me some of the, I think Allison sent me some, and Kate sent me some of these arrow paper clips, and also some came in the class kit. You guys, I'm tongue-tied today. It came in the Pop Off the Page class kit as well. And this is some really pretty seam binding that came in the class kit as well. I do this a lot. I just kind of gather up a bunch of it and staple it, and then I use it kind of like as a banner. And I added some Studio Calico wood veneer stars, and that's about it, I think. Oh yeah, for the tag, I also used my small circle punch to punch out with craft paper to punch out a little reinforcer, and then I used my Crop-A-Dile on the smallest setting to get the inside hole of that. So that's what the outside looks like, and then here's the inside. I just put the second half of the sentiment from the Stampin' Up! Stamp, so it says thank you on the outside, so very much. I stamped the airplane, so both the sentiment, and I got the rubber. Ugh, I hate it when that happens, but I didn't have another piece of this paper, and I really love how it goes from dark to light. It looks a lot like a sky. So yeah, I just live with the fact that there's a little, I wish I almost always, when I'm using rubber stamps, I try to rub that with a baby wipe just to make sure that I don't get that on there, but I didn't. And that I used Calypso Coral ink by Stampin' Up! And then for the outline of the airplane, I used my Memento London Fog, which is my favorite gray. It has a bluish tinge to it. And I like to use gray instead of black for outlines when I'm doing this kind of two-step stamping with a solid and then an outline, just because it looks a little bit more subtle. And I never get it right. Like you'll see, I didn't get it right this time. And I just think it looks kind of sketchier when it's gray instead of black. And then I used more of those Paper Smooches stamps. This is the other skyline, so there comes with 2 skylines, and I wanted to make sure I used both. So one skyline is kind of shortish, and then this one has more tall buildings. I layered another that's also from the Studio Calico Travel stamp set, this Bon Voyage, and then and then I just wrote, oh my lord, I just wrote for all of us, just so that, because it seems like it's like a have a good trip card, but it's not. It's kind of like a thank you for bringing me on this trip card. And then 2 Studio Calico stars, and then this is also from the same Paper Smooches set. I just stamped it onto a different piece of paper and cut it out and colored in the little orange basket. And this is on a piece of Cosmo Cricut paper just because I liked the look of that color and I liked the sketchy lines on that paper. So that's my card. I finished it off with just my personalization stamp. I stamped it on another piece of Heyday paper and then did my scallop out of the wood grain from the Heyday paper as well. So lots of Heyday on this card, which is why I bought the pack, so I'm really happy to finally have a chance to use it. So thanks for watching, guys.